How's everybody doing? Friday night. We all love Friday night because we get the weekend. Woohoo! So to kick off our weekend, we're going to do a few breaks tonight. It will be a half case of Leaf Autograph mini helmets. That's going to be the start of a new case. A half case of Gold Rush Autograph baseball jerseys. That is the back half of a prior case that we already started. And what else are we opening tonight? Oh, yeah, a case of XR football and a case of Bowman Chrome. So we're going to be hard at it tonight, having lots of fun. But, of course, before we start ripping into things, we do have a little bit of information to go over. So let's get started with that. And if I can get, if I can get my my screen set up. I don't know what my computer's over there at a weird angle. I couldn't see what I was doing. Imagine that. This is a new direct break I'm working on. The product comes out on Wednesday. If we get it sold in time, we will break it on Wednesday. Right now I have it set up as a case of Flawless. If that buy-in is too high, you guys would rather do it as a single, as a half case, which is a one suitcase of Flawless instead of doing the full case. We can do that. It would cut your buy-in in half, but it's a possibility. But as I have it set up right now, it would be a full case of Flawless Collegiate Football, thrown in as a break bonus an autographed Saquon Barkley jersey, $85 a spot or 3 for $225, all in, shipping costs included. If we get it filled in time, we would break it on release day, which would be Wednesday the 3rd, this upcoming Wednesday, or when we fill it if it doesn't fill, before then. And if I don't get any interest in it, we won't worry about it and just do it all on eBay. But obviously prefer to do it here if we can, at least some of it. And of course it's no consolation cards in that one. If you pull nothing, you would get nothing. No return, no refund kind of deal. If you're interested in jumping in on that, you can hit me up through chat here tonight, or you can send me a message to leaderofthepackbreaks@gmail.com. Here's the other thing we're working on selling directly by way of chat or messages, and this is close to being full. This is a hits draft break, so it's set up a little differently. It's for a case of 2017-18 Opulence basketball, new high-end basketball product. Some really nice stuff has been coming out of it. So I'm excited to get into it. I would like to get it wrapped up and sold this weekend if possible. Because it's a hits draft, everybody's guaranteed to get something. And basically it's $135 a spot. If you don't know how a hits draft works, you can hit me up and let me know and I will explain it to you. So again, $135 all in, shipping costs included. But this one you are guaranteed everybody would get something. So right now, this is where we look with 3 spots open. However, I do have 5 open invoices, or open invoices that account for 5 spots. So assuming those people all pay, we're 3 spots away from being able to bust into that opulence. So that's how we look for that. Okay, guys, so let's get started on our regularly scheduled programming here. First up, my feedback is automated on eBay. That is just so you never have to wait on me, at least for that anyway, right? So as soon as you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get it in return. And of course, the second part of the message there is just to say thanks to everyone who bids and breaks and chats and hangs out with me. We're looking right now at breaks that are coming up on. These are listed on eBay. Those first 2 we were talking about are not listed on eBay. I'm selling those directly. These are listed on eBay. So tomorrow night, we've got a lot of stuff. It's a 3-peat basketball box, a half case of Leaf football jerseys, a third of a case of Luminaries, a half a case of Bowman High Tech, a half case of Leaf Trinity, and a 6-box Topps Chrome football mixer. That'll be a couple of boxes from 2013, a couple from 14, and a couple from 15. On Sunday, note we're going to start a little earlier than we normally do. We'll start at 9:30. Also means our auctions will start ending earlier than they normally would. We're going to open a Gold Rush Hall of Fame multi-sport jersey, a half case of autographed basketball jerseys from Gold Rush, a Hit Parade autograph baseball bat, and a half case of Heritage High Number, which is the back part of a case that we started last weekend. Monday night, another half case of mini helmets, a triple play baseball box, a case of National Treasures baseball, and another case of Bowman Chrome. Tuesday night will be another half case of the baseball jerseys, a full case of Bowman High Tech, and another full case of Bowman Chrome. Wednesday is a big new release day, guys. And we're going to start early that night, too. We're going to start at 9:30, and the auctions are going to start ending much earlier than you're used to seeing them start ending for me. So here's what we're going to open. It all comes out that day, and we're going to it's going to be probably a fairly long break that night, but I think it's going to be worth it. We will open a full case of Topps Archive Signature Series Retired Players Edition. Last year, they called that the Postseason Edition. This year, they're calling it the Retired Players Edition, but it's kind of it's a similar checklist anyway, I think. We will also open a full case of Impeccable Basketball, a half case of Flawless Collegiate Football, and a full master case of Illusions Football. So that's 2 of the 8-box inner cases. So we'll be opening 16 boxes, which will have 80 hits in it from the fairly high-end Illusions Football. So that is all coming out on Wednesday. We're going to break all of it Wednesday night. For tonight, this is the order we're breaking in. It's going to be the mini football helmets up first, the baseball jerseys second, XR football third, and Bowman Chrome is our 4th break of the evening. You'll notice there that we have a couple of them are free shipping breaks, a couple are paid shipping breaks. Here's what you need to know about that. Free shipping breaks are usually projected to go out 6 or 7 days after an auction ends. So I'm projecting them to go out on Thursday. Sometimes I get them out earlier than that. I often do when it's easy stuff like helmets and jerseys. But plan on or before Thursday the 4th. Our paid breaks, which is XR Football and Bowman Chrome, plan on Tuesday the 2nd or possibly before that, but no later than Tuesday the 2nd for those to ship out. Finally, consolation cards. If you're in one of these breaks tonight and your team doesn't pull anything, you don't pull the memorabilia item or you don't pull base cards or anything at all, you are entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year and any series. If you're in the free shipping break, helmet and jersey, typically I hold your consolation cards until the next time you have a package shipping, at which point I gather them all up and send them out all at once. And I do keep track of that for a rolling 90-day period. If you happen to get blanked in XR or Chrome, it would, of course, go out with the rest of the break. Not super likely that anybody would get blanked in XR or Chrome, but if you do, because it is a paid break, it would go out with everything else. So first up tonight is 4 boxes of 2018 Leaf Autograph Mini Football Helmets. It's a half case break. It is break number 3. Of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Friday night, the 28th. You'll see the team names are there on the left. Winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. And, of course, a new spreadsheet will go up before the start of every break. So if you're not in this one, you're going to get a chance to see your name up there when your break comes up. Last but not least, I don't use autofocus, so that is why you're noticing that the background's going out of focus a little bit, because I'm trying to manually set it, excuse me, so that it'll work for our purposes. Now, this is the start of a new case. So what that means is I'm going to take all 8 of these mini helmets out. I will number them on the end, and then we'll use random.org to determine which ones we open tonight versus which ones are opened in the next break. So I'm going to start that here in a second, but let me run through chat first and see if we've got questions or anything here. So Alan is here. Hi, Alan. Hi, Greg. Hi, Jared. Jared, Bowman Chrome is our last break tonight. So, gosh, it's kind of hard to guess with XR in there because it'll depend on how many redemptions and that sort of thing. But I would say you've probably got an hour or so, Jared, before we get to Bowman Chrome, give or take maybe 15 minutes. And, all right, so what else in there? King Greg is here. Jay Allen is here. And Chad M says he missed the break order for the night. Let's, I can show you that again. That's no problem, Chad. Let me just get it back up here one more time. So it's going to be the mini helmets, the baseball jerseys, XR, and then Chrome baseball. So that is the order that it's going to go in. That, again, is all of your shipping information and consolation card information. All can be seen right there on one handy little page. So let's get our mini helmets out and start getting them numbered so we can figure out which half we're opening tonight. First case had some nice hits in it, including a Jerry Rice. So, you know, the Leaf stuff is usually pretty good about having hits that we like. So I'm sure we're going to pull some more fun stuff out of here tonight. Let me just, and you know what, not all of these are going to be within the frame of the camera because my table just isn't that wide, and so I can't get it far enough back to show them all to you, but we can if you need to, you know, after I get them all out of this case. If you want me to pick up the camera and scan through them, I certainly can. Otherwise, I'm just getting them out and stacking them for the purposes of us being able to number them. And give me 1 second here to get the empty case out of the way, because in a minute, half of these are going to go back in there momentarily. But first, let's get this done so that random can tell us which ones we're going to open up tonight. Where is my screen for random? There it is. And this one's really simple, guys. I'm just typing in 1 through 8, hit random 1 time. First 4 numbers will open the corresponding 4 boxes. Okay, there is our 1 through 8. And here we go. It comes up as 8, 3, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, and 8. All right. And let me get over here. 1, 2, and 3. Did I say 1, 2, 3, and 8? Is that right? They really seriously give us 1, 2, 3, and 8? I guess they did, huh? Oh, yeah, they did. Well, how about that? All right. Well, that makes it easier, doesn't it? So there's 1, 2, 3. Let me just try to do this without knocking the camera over. We all know about half the time when I'm removing the boxes, I manage to get the camera knocked over. We're trying not to do that tonight. Let me get the other 4 put away. I'll be right back with you. And to make life a little easier, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to kind of set these other 3 out of the way for a hot second so that maybe I don't knock the camera over. All right, Jay Allen, you're looking for a Phillies jersey in our next break. Well, hopefully we'll be able to find that for you. Chad, you're coming back in 45 minutes. You're probably already gone, so all right, we'll see you shortly. And Alan, yes, Flawless Collegiate is going to be, that's for the full case, and the break bonus is a Saquon Barkley jersey that'll be given out to 1 team by way of random. It's $85 a spot buy-in, or if you want 3, $225 for 3. Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys first out. It is Beckett authenticated, and you can barely see the edge. There's the Beckett sticker kind of in there behind your paper Beckett authentication. So Cowboys draw first blood with Emmitt Smith tonight. Josh, you said you want a case of these, huh? Yeah, I'm telling you what, man. I love doing the memorabilia breaks by half case. I think it's a lot more fun than doing them one at a time. Although certainly I do them one at a time at times, but I kind of prefer the half case. San Francisco 49ers Fred Dean have a Leaf authenticated hard, like a credit card type authentication in there, and a Leaf hologram authentication on the back. So Niners and Cowboys are out so far tonight. It is going to be a random team break, Alan, for sure, on that Flawless Collegiate. The only thing I'm doing as a hits draft right now is the Opulence basketball, just because it is so high end, and I felt like that's something where I just thought everybody should get something, right? Which a hits draft is kind of the only way to totally accomplish that. But yeah, it'll be random team breaks in the Flawless Collegiate case. So this is Ricky Jackson, Leaf COA, Leaf hologram authentication. Got your Hall of Fame inscription on there as well, and that is the Saints. So we are Saints, 49ers, and Cowboys at the moment. And our last one out tonight looks like a Viking. And it is Paul Krause. At least I think that's how you say his last name. We all know I'm terrible at name pronunciation, don't we? Leaf authenticated hologram sticker on the back. Your Leaf credit card size authentication there inside the helmet. So we have a nice Krause here for the Vikings. I'm going to put these back in their boxes as we go along, so bear with me as we recap this. I'm going to just do it as we go so that I know exactly what's what and all that. Because sometimes, you know what, we open a lot of these in close proximity, so I like to make sure they're labeled up. Then, of course, we have the Ricky Jackson for the Saints. We'll get it in there. Then third is our San Francisco 49ers. This one is Fred Dean. Of course, we pulled the nice Jerry Rice out of another case, and I'm sure there's plenty more Jerry Rices floating around in these somewhere. But tonight, it was Fred Dean. And then our first out for the evening was Emmitt Smith for the boys. The Cowboys with a hit. And that has our half case of mini helmets concluded. Let me get these moved out of the way. And we're going to go into our jersey break. And our jerseys happen to be the back half of a case that we already started a couple of days ago. So we don't have to get these out and number them because we've already done that part. But we do have to take a look at the spreadsheet again, don't we? Make it all nice and official. If you happen to miss it earlier, I won't read through it all again and bore you with that. But if you did miss it earlier, please glance up at the screen right now because there's information you need to know about projected shipping dates and consolation cards in case your team is not pulled in this break. We're headed into a 3-box break of 2018 Gold Rush Series 2 autographed baseball jerseys. It's a half case break. This is break number 24. And yeah, it also ended tonight, Friday night, the 28th of September. I really cannot believe that we are almost to October. It's just freaking me out because the entire summer is gone. And you know what? I don't like cold weather, so I'm kind of bumming hard that that we're getting ready to head into like cold fall and winter and snow and blah. I like heat and sun. I'm just saying. Fred, you're in for 3 spots in Flawless Collegiate. You got it, my friend. I will send you a PayPal money request for that, and I better write that down, Fred, so that I remember it too. And also I will confirm it with you by email. And you know, Fred, I'm trying to start using the Gmail address more instead of what I used in the past, which was the PayPal email. So you'll look for it to the PayPal money request will still come from the old email, but as far as the correspondence, it'll come from the Gmail account now, the Leader of the Pack Breaks Gmail account. Looks like we've got Bob Gibson. That's pretty cool. This is JSA authenticated, JSA sticker to go with it. Nice looking signature there too for Bob Gibson. And of course, Bob is going to be a St. Louis Cardinal. Looks like we're in a bit of a throwback jersey here, which is in its own way also kind of cool. So St. Louis Cardinals are first out with Bob Gibson. I did a terrible job getting Bob folded back up, but that's all right. I'll get him folded better before he heads your way. And if one of these jerseys is coming to you, when you get it, make sure you find that little paper authentication if you want to keep it, because I usually fold it up inside the jerseys, and sometimes, you know, they could go flying out of there when you take the jersey out of the package. It is the stickers on the item itself that's the important part, though, by the way. Ray, S&S Design, did anybody, Vikings, okay, great. I see King Greg and Fred jumped in and answered that. Thank you both for answering Ray on that jersey question that I just now saw. Another JSA authenticated, and there is our JSA sticker to go along with it, and it is Mazurowski Pirates. So Pittsburgh Pirates with a nice hit. Of course, St. Louis Cardinals were was our first out with the Bob Gibson. Mazurowski here next out. I'm trying to fold him back a little better for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So far both of our jerseys been kind of cool. I like pulling throwback jerseys and stuff and helmets and all that. S&S Design, did I say hi to you? I just see you in chat. How are you, S&S Design? Jay Allen, you got your Doc Gooden ticket. Nice. I'm still kind of excited that they gave us 2 tickets in that box. It's only supposed to be 1, so I was fairly happy to find a second one. Unexpected little treasure in there. This one is TriStar authenticated, and this is, well, I don't know. I think I might know. Yeah, it is. I thought when I saw the edge of the signature, I'm like, is this going to be Charlie Hustle himself? And it is my Cincinnati Reds hitting with Pete Rose, who always likes to sign everything Hit King. And there's your, excuse me, your TriStar hologram authentication. Of course, this TriStar doesn't really, their paper ones don't really do you too much good, but the sticker on the item is what counts, of course, and that is Charlie Hustle himself, Pete Rose, for the Cincinnati Reds. So, to recap, we have the Reds with Pete Rose. We have the Pirates with the Mazurowski. And then we had the nice Cardinals throwback. It's probably, I did the worst job folding that one. That is Bob Gibson came out for the St. Louis Cardinals. So it is Cardinals and Pirates and Cincinnati Reds. Give me a moment to get these set aside, and we will then be heading into XR football. Okay, let me get our case of XR up on the table. And this is the last of the XR too. So after we finish this case tonight, we'll be waving goodbye to XR. I guess I can't really cut into that yet, can I? Because I haven't put the spreadsheet up. I'm all getting ready to like cut the seal and get busy with it, but no, we have a little work to do first, don't we? A little info to share. You have probably seen that by now, but in case you have not, there's your info. Your paid shipping breaks, shipping on or before Tuesday, your free shipping breaks on or before Thursday. In all cases, if you don't hit something, you are entitled to a consolation card. If it's a paid shipping break and you're due a consolation card, it's going to go out with the rest of the break. If you're in a free shipping break and you're due a consolation card, normally I'm going to hold it, and I keep track of it for a rolling 90-day period, and I will send it the next time you have a package where you do pull something. If you don't want to wait and you'd like it sent sooner and you are in the free break, send me a message on eBay, let me know, and I will take care of that for you. So we are in a 15-box 2018 XR football case, and it is break number 4. And a format you are very familiar with by now, I'm sure, and that is, of course, your name in lights across from your team as we scroll down through there if you happen to be the winning bidder tonight in XR football. Oh, Alan says Pete Rose should be going into the Hall of Fame. They're never going to put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. I mean, the guy gambled on baseball. They're never going to put him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it was when he was a manager. Not when he was a player, at least not that we know of when he was a player. But they're never going to put him in. I mean, he got that lifetime ban, and I don't think they're going to be overturning that ever. I mean, that's like the biggest no-no of all the no-nos. You know, the steroid guys and all that, they're kind of, some of them eventually may, you know, they work their way in here and there. Memory fades, people forgive. But I don't think anybody's going to ever forgive on gambling on baseball. I don't think the guy's ever getting in the Hall of Fame. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but I don't think so, Alan. I think they're going to punish him. Jay Allen, you were asking if that was an MLB jersey for Rose. I don't think so. I think it was a custom jersey like the rest of them, but I'll have to go look. Yeah, there's no logo man on it, so it's got to be custom. I mean, I didn't unfold the whole thing, but if you don't see the logo man on the back, you know pretty much that you're at that point looking at a custom. S&S Design, you didn't have any luck tonight. I'm sorry. Well, you were in the jerseys, only in the jerseys tonight, S&S. Well, I hear you, Alan, that, you know, like I said, man, it's one of those things where it has to do with the integrity of the sport. And I think that's why they're so hard line about it, because, you know, they don't want there to be any forgiveness for that kind of a breach. You know, granted, steroids are somewhat about the integrity of the sport too, but not to the point where you're talking about the gambling. I mean, that brings back, you know, shades of fixing the World Series and the Black Sox, as they were called, and all that sort of stuff. I just think they want to be so far removed from that sort of thing. I can't imagine that they're ever going to reverse that on Pete Rose. I mean, maybe, but I would really be surprised if they did. Okay, so we are looking for a couple of autographs and one memorabilia card in each of our XR boxes. So this is, each box you saw has 2 packs in it, and I just tend to open up 3 boxes worth at once. So once we get them out on the table, we've got something we can actually look at for a minute instead of, you know, stop and open. We can open and look, and then open. So that's kind of how we're going to roll with this tonight. And we're going to find lots of numbered things in here in addition to our hits, and of course plenty of base cards as well. Our traditional base cards are going to look just exactly like that. I should have pulled our other base up to the front first, but I didn't, so there he is. We have an Antonio Callaway to 299. Every time you see that sort of red color, you know that's going to be numbered to 299. Then we have a nice blue one to 199, Marcus Davenport. All the blue will be numbered to that. X Factor, that is numbered to 99 for the Vikings. A redemption, that's going to sit right over there, and we will deal with it at the very end of the break. Cruel and unusual punishment though it may be, we keep all those until the end of the break and flip them at once. To 299 for the Falcons. The orange ones are numbered to 99. That one is Alex Smith and the Redskins. Wouldn't you know that our first hit out is none other than Jamon Moore for the Packers. That is just so crazy. That is numbered to 99. I think if you've done any breaks with 2018 football, you know that Jamon Moore comes out of virtually every product a million times. This is Trey Quinn to 199, signature hit for the Redskins. I know, S&S Design, it is so easy to fall in love with the memorabilia. I mean, as I said, I'm guilty of it myself. That's why I like to open it. And I like to open it by the half case because I think it's a lot more fun. And honestly, I probably made more money when I opened them individually than I do when I open them by the half case, but I have more fun opening them by the half case. So that's what we do. kind of as long as I don't lose money, I'm okay with continuing to do that. If I start losing money, then we might have to revisit it. Anthony Miller and the Bears. That is numbered 299. And a signature hit for Ronnie Harrison to 199 in the Jags. Alan says, I'm punishing the redemption. I know, right? I am punishing the redemption. I don't want those things in there anyway. I hate that they aren't live in the product, but at any rate, we do save them up. That was the Texans to 299. To 199, it's Mike Hughes. A rookies, extreme rookies insert to 99. That's Sony Michel and the Patriots. Here comes Darius Geis for the Redskins. Darius is numbered 249. So I'm sure we're going to find more redemptions before we get out of here, too. That's the other thing. Then we can just check them all at once. And, by the way, it still gives you a little bit of hope right up until you get those flipped over to 99. Brandon Cooks, I think that was, for the Rams. This is to 299 for the Redskins. Oh, this is a low number mirrored. That is numbered to 5. Hey, hey, hey. It's Alvin Kamara and Sony Michel. So that's going to go over here in our housekeeping area as well, because that will end up going out by way of random.org unless the same person owns both of those teams. Oh, imagine that. It's Jamon Moore again. Who would have ever thought we would find him 1,000,001 times? There's a little bit of imperfection I notice in that upper corner there. This is numbered to 49. It's our same basic boring signature of just the letter J. But you know, that's probably why the guy signed 400,000 signatures, because all he had to do was sign a letter. Deshaun Watson, numbered to 10 for the Texans. A.J. McCarron, 299, Bills, except not really because they traded him. But Bills on the card anyway. Clowney coming out for the Texans, and Clowney, oh, 1/1 laundry tag. Ho ho! How about that? It's got my Nike swoosh and the NFL shield on it. Well, you can just color me happy right now. You know I get excited pulling that NFL shield, and you know how happy the swoosh makes me. Combination. Oh, I'm happy, happy. 1/1. That's a nice hit for the Texans with Clowney. Oh, you're going to France SNS Design for your sister's wedding? That sounds like fun. Holy crap. There's another 1/1 right behind it. Look at that. That's back-to-back 1/1s, man. I'm loving this. This is Sony Michel and the Patriots. And yeah, let's keep doing that. Let's keep turning over 1/1s back-to-back. Wouldn't you have loved to have pulled that pack? Like if you had bought that box in a store, and let's say you just bought the one box and you open it up and you have 2 1/1s in the same box back-to-back, would you not have just had a stroke? I would have. I'm like, oh yeah. So sometimes we get lucky. And this is one of them. I like that plan. So this is just, you know, all these 1/1s are just kind of getting us prepped for the big release day on Wednesday. Because, of course, I don't know if any of you looked at the marketing materials that were released today, some of the quality control images for the Flawless Collegiate that's coming on Wednesday. But, man, did it look nice. The patches in there are sick. I mean, they always are in Flawless, but, yeah, I got really kind of excited when I started seeing what the possibilities are, so I don't have a ton of it coming. I think I ordered either 3 or 4 cases. So my plan is we're definitely going to break at least 1 case on eBay, but it's going to be done a half case, you know, at a time. And then, of course, the 1 full case, I'm hoping to do that whole direct break, or sell that whole break directly for the full case. And then depending on how quickly we sell out that direct break, if we sell out that direct break, then we would maybe do the third case as a full case too. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how that shakes out, but I'm looking forward to that. And of course, Illusions, right? That's Wednesday too. I decided just to bite the bullet. We're going to make it a long break that night. We're going to open a 16-box master case, which is 2 8-box inner cases of Illusions. So that's like, you know, a couple $1,000s in that master case of Illusions, but has 80 hits in it. So yeah, how about that? Numbered to 299 for my Pittsburgh Steelers. Zeke to 199, Cowboys. This is numbered to 25, Vanguard. For the Lions, it's TJ Lang. Randy's here. Hi, Randy. And Ellen's here, too. Hi, Ellen. I didn't look over at chat for a minute. I guess I was still, like, all excited about our back-to-back one-of-ones, and I didn't look over there for a second. That's what happens to me sometimes, you know. You mix Red Bull and Friday night and a lot of one-of-ones, and that's what happens to me. Green Bay Packers, that is numbered to, what did that say? 199. Marquez Valdez Scantling. So if you're the Packers tonight, you've already pulled about a truckload of hits. Patriots to 299. Broncos to 199. Sony Michel. Oh, look at that. You have the Sony Michel one-of-one signature, and now you have this nice collection of relics to 25. All three of those patches are pretty nice, too. 951 Collectibles. We have done the mini helmets already. Adam Thielen. That's a cool hit for the Vikings, and it is numbered to 10. You know, as well as that guy plays, and he does play quite well, can you imagine that he was like originally undrafted? Isn't that crazy to think about? And you think about some of the other people that were drafted that never even made a team, and then you got that guy who was undrafted and is one of the stars of the Vikings. So, goes to tell you, they don't always know what they're doing when they're drafting. That was to 299 for the Seahawks, to 199 for the Raiders. This is Gilded Greats, Terrell Davis to 99. We pulled his autograph on a Super Bowl program out of that break last night, so that was kind of cool. Dante Pettis and the 49ers, San Francisco. Hits with Dante Pettis to 99. Poor 49ers. Man, you know C.J. Beathard has just been cooked all week, because you know that poor kid. I'm sure he's kind of excited about starting, but yet at the same time, he started last year, and we saw how that went, so maybe he's nervous. I don't know. But either way, he's going to be starting this weekend and for the rest of the season, unless they trade for somebody. Ronald Jones to 99, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Trey Quinn again to 199, Redskins. It's your second Trey Quinn to come out of this case so far. And we're kind of just getting started, so. Randy, oh, that's yours tonight. That Sony Michel one-of-one. Patriots is you. Excellent, my friend. It's to 199. That is to 299. Yeah, Randy, I'm hoping we get Opulence broken this weekend. We're really close. I've got 3 invoices out that comprise 5 teams that aren't paid yet, and I'm hoping those get paid tomorrow. This is numbered to 25. It's for the Giants. You have Lauletta, Barkley, and Manning, and at least Barkley got the nicest of the 3 patches. And if we get those invoices paid, then I think I'm only 3 spots away from having Opulence filled up, so I'm really hoping we can get that one done this weekend, Randy, but I'll keep you posted. James Washington for my Pittsburgh Steelers. That is numbered to 49. I love the way they just change directions in the middle of the thing. To 199 for the Falcons. That is to 299 for the Packers. Here comes Vanguard, numbered to 25 for Mr. Pouncey and my Pittsburgh Steelers. Naheem Hines comes out for the Colts. A few little corner and edge imperfections, but honestly, we're going to kind of find those throughout on the thicker cards. It's numbered to 199, triple relic and signature. 3 more boxes are in the books. So that is 6 finished, 9 to go. Oh, Ellen, yes, we did do the jerseys. Guys, who was it? Bob Gibson for the Cardinals. It was Pete Rose for the Reds. And who was the other one? Pirates. Yeah. Reds, Pirates, and Cardinals for our 3 baseball jerseys tonight. Oh, look at that. Alan and King Greg already had me covered. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate that. Danny, indeed, the baseball jerseys were opened up already. That's what we were just naming off there. And I see Randy's jumped in there too, along with Greg. And you guys are all helping me out in there. But yeah, it was Pete Rose for the Reds, and then Bob Gibson for the Cardinals, and somebody for the Pirates on a throwback Pirates jersey. I'm lucky I even remembered the teams. You all know normally I don't even always remember the teams, because we open a lot of stuff, right? I mean, it already seems like that was, you know, hours ago, even though it was just a short while ago, because we've opened a lot of stuff in between already. Ellen, you're right. They do have my back. They take good care of me, help me remember who comes out of stuff when people come in late and say, hey, who was in the such and such? Half the time I remember and half the time I don't. And those guys are always awesome to help me piece it together to answer those questions in chat. That is to $2.99 for the Bucks. The Bears to $1.99. A Vanguard to $99 for the Raiders. The Texans are coming up next with Kiki. And Kiki, oh, that's nice. That's numbered to 5, and you know the one that I like. That one right there. Yes, I do. That makes me happy when we get letters. It makes me very happy. I'm so easily amused, aren't I? But that's a nice hit, numbered to 5 for the Texans, who, of course, already had the nice 1 of 1, which should Evan Clowney. So their Texans are kind of rolling right now. Phillip Rivers to $2.99 to $1.99 for the Colts. Ito Smith and the Falcons. Alan J wants to know if I collect that. You guys want to fill him in on that, huh? This is to $99. I collect everything under the sun. But Alan, I come from a collecting family, so I collect all kinds of things, not just trading cards. But this is to $199. It's Richie James and the 49ers. But in terms of football, the Steelers are my team. I'm a diehard Steelers fan. However, I also like plenty of other teams for various reasons. One of my friends has her cousin plays for the Vikings, so I got to get my Skol on occasionally. Any of our former University of Kentucky players, which is my alma mater, the various teams that they play for, I have rooting interest for my players from UK to do well. That is numbered to 10, DeMarcus Lawrence and the Cowboys. That's numbered to $2.99. Here comes Christian Kirk and the Cardinals. That to $75. And then for basketball, I'm not dedicated to a particular pro team in basketball. I'm kind of open to, well, any team that has my UK guys on it, which frankly in the NBA actually is a fair amount. Pro L to $1.99, Buffalo Bills. So I don't have a strict NBA team. And sad as it may be, the Reds are my baseball team. The Reds are a little, hard to be fans of sometimes. It's at $99. It's Case Keenum. But we hang in there as Reds fans. We are maybe long-suffering, but to $49, Royce Freeman. Mike White for the boys. You got a bad corner down there, lower right. Or bad by my... Oh, it's another 1 of 1. Oh, look at us rolling tonight, kids. Oh, yes. Our third 1 of 1 already. And we're not even, barely, maybe close to half done. NFL player, laundry tag, laundry tag. I am having fun with this case. This case is making me happy. I don't even get to keep these cards, and this case is making me happy. So it better be making some of you guys happy too, I would hope. Josh says XR really spreads out the hits. Are you saying that they don't do a good job of collating? That is to 199 the Bengals. It is Jimmy Graham to 299 for the Packers. Josh Rosen going to be taking the field as the starting QB for the Cardinals this weekend, numbered to 49. Here comes Tremaine Edmonds. I like that hit for the Bills to 199. We have his brother Terrell with my Pittsburgh Steelers. Chad, you like the formality of what? What are we talking about? Help me out, Chad. I might have lost the rest of that thread because I don't know what we're talking about. Buckeye for Fun is here. Hi, Buckeye for Fun. Mike Hughes to 99 Vikings. To 299 Raiders. The rookies Cortland Sutton to 99. Insert for the Broncos. Redemption number 2 goes over there in the doghouse. We'll flip it over at the end of the break. So until then, you can let your imagination run wild as to what it might be. I will tell you this, out of another case that we opened, we had 6 redemptions. And when we flipped them over at the end of the night, it was 2 for Baker Mayfield, 2 for Rashad Penny, and 2 for, I don't remember the third player. But it was 2 players, or 3 players, each with 2 redemptions. And 2 of them were 1 of 1s, including a Rashad Penny and a Baker Mayfield. So sometimes in here, the redemptions have been pretty good. Not always, but sometimes. Oh, I get it, Chad, because he called me Ms. Fleaburger. I didn't even catch that, Ms. Fleaburger. Yeah, you can call me well, really, let's face it, I'm going to answer to anything you call me, probably, as long as it's not, like, super mean. If it's really mean, I might not answer to it. But other than that, yeah, you can call me Leader, you can call me Fleaburger, you can call me Flea. What was that Saturday Night Live skit? Was it Saturday Night Live, or was it... Oh, it was some, like, sketch variety show. And it might not have been Saturday Night Live, but it was like a little guy goes, like a little Italian guy. You can call me Guido. You can call me, there were like 10 things that you could call him. Might have been Flip Wilson, actually. Might have been Flip Wilson and part of the Devil Made Me Do It skits. I'm really telling my age now, aren't I? Yeah, that's right. I am. I know I am. Parker's here. Hi, Parker. Fred, you're looking for Kyle Lauletta. Are we working on some Kyle Lauletta mojo for you right now? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, you can't read my writing? Alan, I am not surprised that you cannot read my writing. My handwriting is terrible. That is to 199 for the Saints. This is to 299 for the Bills. Doris Fountain and the Colts. That is numbered to 99. Yeah, my handwriting is the worst. That's why I print all my labels from eBay, because if they had to read it at the post office, nothing would ever get anywhere. Number to 49 for the Giants, Lorenzo Carter. Meanwhile, what we need to do here is find Saquon Barkley. Because all these 1-of-1s floating around, one needs to be for Saquon. To 199 for the Jets, to 299 for the Broncos. Oh, no, you were telling me, I got you. You were telling me Kyle Lauletta was our other guy who was in the redemptions the night when we had 6, and it was 2 for 3 different players. You're saying Kyle Lauletta was the other one in there. I got you now. To 75, that's Alvin Kamara and Sony Michel. Again, I think we have a similar one, but lower numbered up there. Same duo. Chad says he's going to call me 2 hands and a voice. That's kind of long, but I can live with that. Royce Freeman to 49 for the Broncos. That sounds like it should be like a Michael Myers movie, doesn't it? Like Halloween 35, 2 hands and a voice. I don't know. It just strikes me as that way. To 199, it's the Titans. To 299 for the Colts. Here's Deshaun Hamilton, Broncos, to 99, triple relic. Behind it, it is Josh Adams to 49 for the Eagles. Oh, Buckeye for Fun says, you just watched your Pirates beat my Reds. You know what? I like the Pirates a little bit. You know, they share the city of my wonderful Steelers. So I have a little love for the Pirates. And you know what? At this point, I don't get mad if anybody beats my Reds. Because, like, well, we lose all the time. That's to 199 for the Packers. For the Lions, it's to 299. Like I would spend my whole life being mad if I got mad every time the Reds lost. For the Patriots, it is numbered to 99. Vanguard, John Hanna. Throwback action there. Anthony Miller is out for the Bears. And Anthony is numbered 275. But I've got to think that eventually my Reds are going to finish this rebuild. Now, I do realize I've been saying that since about, 2012 or 2013. I mean, like a while. But eventually I think they are. I really do believe that. And I've tried to hold the faith with my Kentucky football team for the last, say 30 plus years. And look at that. We actually are putting a product on the field this year. To 99 for the Rams. To 299 Titans. So, you know, maybe my Reds are gonna get it turned around there somewhere along the way. Calvin Ridley and the Falcons to 75 with a triple relic. Naheem Hines and the Colts. And Naheem is numbered to 49. Yeah, Alan, this break doesn't take very long because there's only 2 packs per box and there's not a ton of cards in each pack. But honestly, the longest part of most of these breaks is just getting the stuff out of the boxes and the packs. So the fact that there are not a lot of packs and not a lot of that kind of stuff to have to stop and open, it always goes faster. That's why I like the way Topps does their jumbos in Series 1. You know, it's like 50 cards a pack. Let's just get on with it. That is mirrored, but they are both for the Broncos, so it doesn't have to go to random. It is numbered 235, and it is a Sony Michel kind of night. Here he comes again for the Patriots. And this one is numbered to 49. But you know what? You're happy because you have the 1 of 1. You probably don't care as much about that one to 99. It's like, what? Who wants that? It's to 99. Oh, Ellen, you didn't hit tonight? Well, I am sorry that you did not hit tonight. But I'm glad you're at least having fun in our chat. We usually have a pretty lively chat going around. So we like to have fun during our breaks. Most of the time. Every once in a while, you know, somebody will come in and spoil our party, but that hasn't happened in a long time. I think the last time, and it really didn't spoil our party, it was just weird, was what, like a month or so ago? Greg, I think you were in here when that happened. Oh, and you are trolling me. I just saw that, Greg. But were you in here that night when somebody just like randomly came in and the only thing they typed in was something like, well, I guess I'm being ignored because I was in the hospital and I owed some money or something like that. But they hadn't typed anything else. So, like, there was nothing to ignore. They just, like, came in and typed that, and then that was it. It was really kind of bizarre. And I don't know what that was about, but I think you were in here that night. Maybe. But, Greg, you are trolling me hard, man. Because you know the Ravens are my biggest rivalry game. And Greg's in there going, Ravens are going to win. Na, 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 na. I might have added the sound effects. I might have added the na, 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 na. But I know you're thinking it, Greg. I know you are. That is numbered to 99 for the Jets. It's Zeke to 299 for the Cowboys. And they might beat us. But you know what? You know I won't be seeing the end of the game. So if it happens while we're doing the break, don't tell me, because then they'll put me in bad mood. It's to 99 team trios for the Bengals. That is DJ Chark and the Jags. That is numbered to 49. That's one of the few games that would make me probably foul if we lose, and that'll be if we lose to the Ravens, because that's because I have some friends who are really big-time Ravens fans, and they troll me hard when we lose. To 199, the Bengals. To 299, it's the Titans. For the Colts, we have a mirrored to 75 with T.Y. Hilton and Doris Fountain. Kerryon Johnson, he's been playing really well for the Lions. Little imperfection upper right there. And Kerryon is numbered to 199. I think he may turn out to be rather useful this year for the Lions. We'll see if he keeps going like he has been. Chad Bowman Chrome is after this. And Big Joshy Boy, there was a Saints helmet, and I could not tell you who it was because I do not remember that part. To 199 for the Lions, to 299 for the Browns. A mirrored numbered to 25 for the Colts. T.Y. Hilton and Doris Fountain again. And Buckeye for Fun said you just wanted to have a winning season. Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, man. Those long losing streaks are not cool. I don't think my Reds are going to hit 100 losses, so I'm just grateful if we can end with like somewhere in the 90s and not hit the century mark of losses. That one is numbered to 25, so there's a nice Josh Rosen low number hit for the AZ Cardinals. We'll see how your man does tomorrow as the starter. Which, who would have thought that was going to happen? I mean, eventually, yes, I did think he would get on the field, but honestly, I thought it would be after Sam Bradford had some kind of freak accident or got hurt again. To 199, to 299. Not that it would be because Sam Bradford has played like a third grader. Green Bay Packers, Marquez Valdez Scantling to 25. Nice relic right there in the middle, 3-color. And there's Proel again to 199 for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, Randy, you remember that guy in chat. I'm like, wasn't that bizarre? Like, I have no idea to this day. I have no idea what that was about. And then he didn't say anything else. Like, not another word. Not anything before that, after that, nothing. It was super strange. Because I thought when I first looked over and saw it, that I had missed part of it, that he must have typed something that I didn't see, and that's why I was saying he was being ignored. But then you guys were all like, no, there's nothing else. He just came in here and said that, and then left. To 49, Jim Kelly, Buffalo Bills. So, I don't know. Crazy things happen sometimes. Royce Freeman and the Broncos. Oh, man, that's nice, too. Woohoo! Yeah, I like these to 5. With letters. We had one for the Cardinals. Now we have one for the Broncos. We've got all of our 1-of-1s. This case has been our friend. Now we just have to hope our redemptions are big. To 199, Luke Falk. To 299, JT Barrett. A triple relic for the Falcons, Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley, Devonta Freeman. That's numbered to 49. Jared, you are right on it. Chrome Baseball is going to be next. Traquan Smith for the Saints. And that is numbered to 25. But it's really thick. It's thicker than our other ones, I think, that have been similar card designs. So there you go. Okay, we've got a little housekeeping to do here before we recap. So don't wander off quite yet, because we still have redemptions to flip over and find out who those are. And then we've got these cards that will be going potentially to random. We'll go find out first if we have the same or different team owners. And let's look at our redemptions. We're probably going to know who these are or where they go, but we're still going to go to the checklist and verify them because I'm a nerd like that, and I do it every time. This is Kiki, rookie triple swatch autographs. So we know Kiki is a Texan because we already have seen him tonight. I guess I could put the S on it, huh? Not just Texan. And here it is Kyle Lauletta. You totally called that, didn't you? You said Kyle Lauletta. You were vibing it, and you were correct. All right, so before we deal with those two, let's go deal with these two. I'm going to switch your view first so that I don't forget and take you, because every once in a while I do forget to bring you along. Oh, look at that. I left it up from last night, didn't I? That was stupid. Let's get it back to square one, maybe, and not where we left it off last night, for instance. And locate our checklist for XR. We'll take a look at the Lauletta first, which is Rookie Swatch Autographs was our card set. Rookie Swatch Autographs, where are you? There we go. Card number 30, way down here. It's going to be numbered to 199 for Kyle Lauletta and the Giants. Now let's go look up Kiki. He is in Rookie Triple Swatch Autographs. And let's try and find him. He should be card number 188. There you are. Texans also to 199. Could have been handy if they had just had both of those on one card set, huh? But it didn't work out that way. Okay, let's bring you back to me for a second. And those are all nice and labeled up now. We'll put them over there in our recap area. That's going to bring us to these. These are identical cards, but guess what? One is numbered to 75 and one is numbered to 5. So that means we will do random 2 different times. Normally, if these were like the same cards and similarly numbered, I would have probably just said let's send one to the Saints and one to the Patriots. But they're not really similarly numbered because one is numbered only to 5. So first let's roll over here and see if we have the same team owner or not. Texans, Treaky 92. Why am I looking at the Texans when this is the Saints and the Patriots on the card? Let's back up the train. The Saints are DEA 1056, and then our Patriots right above it, Pope 10 Pope. So for sure, that means we're headed to random. What we're going to do is this. Let's do the one that's numbered to 5 first. Here's the way this works, guys. When a card is oriented left to right, I type in the team on the left first. If a card is oriented top to bottom, I start with the team on the top and work my way down. So this obviously is left to right orientation. Saints are on the left. So I'm going to type in the Saints first, the Patriots second. And then I'm going to hit random 3 different times. The first 2 times do not count. It is only the third and final time that will make our determination as to where this card goes. And right now, we're doing the one that is numbered to 5. Okay, so here we go. You can ignore the first one, ignore the second one. Here's our third and final. There's 3 times, date, time stamp. That one headed to the Patriots. So that is this handsome fellow right here headed to the Sony Michel Patriots bidding position. It's on the sleeve, not on the card. I'm not entirely a crazy person. I would not write on your card. Now we're just going to rinse and repeat. Same thing on this one, which is numbered to 75. But it's going to be the exact same scenario of what we just did because it's the same teams. We know we've got different team owners, etc. And I got to get myself on the right page. And we're just going to do it all again right now, just like we did. See if we get the same result or a different one. Saints and Pats. Okay, here we go. Ignore the first one. Ignore the second one. Here comes our third and final. 3 times, date and time stamp. That one goes to the Saints. So we did get a different result. Always curious to know. Sometimes we get the same result. Sometimes we get a different result. I guess that's why they call it random, right? I know, but anyway, just ignore me. Ignore me. All right. Here we go. We are recapping here. This is the Saints by way of random. This one that was numbered to 5 is the Patriots by way of random. We have a redemption for the Giants. That is for Kyle Lauletta, and a redemption for Kiki for the Texans. Those are both going to be numbered to 199 whenever Panini manages to get them sent to you, which will have a lot to do with whenever the player decides to sign it. That one is numbered to 25. Most of our recap I won't name off unless it's low numbered. That is numbered to 25, right? Yeah, 25. And, oh, yeah, we have to take a better look at this because you know what? It's one of 3 one-of-ones that we pulled out of here tonight. Laundry tags, Mike White, Cowboys, loving it. There's the Bills and the Colts, the Giants, the Bucks. Nice Thielen for the Vikings to 10. Nice Sony Michel to 25 for the Patriots. There's a Packer. And there is our Sony Michel 1-of-1. That handsome fellow headed to the Patriots for our second 1-of-1. And then right behind it, they came out of the same pack, crazy as that might be. We have a 1-of-1 big time tag with my NFL shield and my Nike swoosh on it. I'm a little bit in love with this card, and that is Clowney for the Texans. Yep, I'll admit it, a little bit in love with that one. It was a nice card. The Broncos, that is numbered to 5. Nice patches. I always like getting parts of the letters and parts of the logos. That was the Bills. This is to 25, Josh Rosen and the Cardinals. The Bengals, another Sony Michel. That is Colt. Was that Colts? Yeah, Colts? Who is it, though? Oh, Naheem Hines. There's Calvin Ridley. There's Bears, Eagles, Colts, Cardinals, Falcons. Another nice hit to 5. This is Kiki. Once again, a couple of very nice patches on it as well. So 3 1-of-1s and 2 of them to 5. All 5 of those cards are all 5 of those cards. Quite nice. Kerryon Johnson for the Lions. We have a Jag, a Bronco, a Giant, 49ers. That is numbered to 49 for my Pittsburgh Steelers and James Washington. Redskins, Niners, Packers, Skins, Jags, Bears, Skins, Pack. And that is XR football. And that's the last of it. So sadly, we have no more XR. We'll be moving on to Illusions in the week ahead, though. So not to worry. We'll have that and a Flawless Collegiate to keep us warm in terms of football. Hi, Edward. Hi, Nicholas. Hi, Daryl. Daryl, we are just getting ready to start Bowman. Edward, NFL breaks going up tomorrow. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely. Oh, you mean, I know what you mean. You mean breaking tomorrow, not being listed tomorrow, right? I tell you what, I can hook you up with that. Let me try to get myself back on the right page, and I can show you exactly what we've got coming up tomorrow. This is what it looks like for tomorrow night, Edward. It is a 3-peat basketball box. and a bunch of football stuff. It's going to be a half case of Leaf jerseys. We're going to do a third of a case of Luminaries baseball and a half case of Bowman High Tech, a half case of Leaf Trinity, and then we're doing a 6-box Topps Chrome football mixer. A couple of boxes from 13, a couple from 14, a couple from 15. And of course, you know, Topps lost their license to do NFL after 2015, so there's no Topps football after 2015 anyway. But yeah, so that's what it looks like tomorrow, Edward. That's what we'll be breaking. So we've got plenty of football in there for you. And of course, Wednesday is our big release day. There's lots of baseball then on Sunday and Monday. There's memorabilia for football mixed in, but not other case breaks until we get to Wednesday. Wednesday, Flawless Collegiate comes out and Illusions Football. We're going to break them both on Wednesday, along with our Impeccable Basketball and Archive Signature Series Baseball all come out Wednesday. We'll be busting a move that night. And of course, everybody has seen this by now, but I know people jump in and out. So on the off chance that you didn't see it, the paid shipping breaks tonight, XR and Bowman Chrome, going to get out the door on or before Tuesday is my projection. The free shipping breaks tonight, the football helmet and the jerseys, out the door on or before Thursday. Consolation cards, if you were in the free shipping break, unless you tell me otherwise, I typically hold them and I send them the next time you have a package. I really keep track of it for a rolling 90-day period. I really, really do. So you would get them with the next package. If you don't want to wait, send me a message and let me know. And XR and Bowman Chrome, if you were to happen to get skunked in there and not pull a single card, anything that you are due in the way of consolation cards would ship out to you with the rest of the break, since it's a paid shipping break. We're coming into a 12-box case of 2018 Bowman Chrome Baseball. It is a full case break. It's break number 2. Team names on the left. Winning bidders are across from it on the right. Wasn't too far off on my estimate, was I? I said about an hour, and that was probably, about 5 or 6 after 10 when I said that, so I'm not too far off. Yeah, not perfect, but I didn't steer you too wrong, I don't think. I hope. Anyway. Edward, you are asking how you can specifically find my stuff on eBay, and I think somebody might have partially answered that anyway, but yeah, that's Nicholas that did. But yeah, Edward, the easiest way to do it, in my opinion, is if you look at the top of any eBay page, they have the search function, and next to that, they have a link for advanced search. And if you click on advanced search, then you can kind of scroll down. I think it's somewhat near the bottom of that page, if I recall correctly. There will be an option to see items by seller. And at that point, you can type in my eBay user ID, which is Fleaburger. You probably saw that a minute ago when I had that spreadsheet up there. But if you didn't, I can spell it for you or tell you how to find it or whatever. But it's exactly like it sounds. Flea like on an animal, burger like you eat, but all one word. And you just type in items by seller, type in Fleaburger, hit enter, and it should bring up everything I have listed. And then from there, you can sort it, I think, lots of different ways, by ending soonest, by newly listed, by sport, etc., etc. So that should kind of get you where you need to be, I think. Danny, we did already do the mini helmets, yes. Oh, and Chad, that's a good point. Chad says if you do save seller, then I think you can go in the next time just directly from saved sellers and have the option to see all listed items, which is a quick, probably shortcut for future reference. Danny, you said not even a Miami base card. Was there not a Miami? There had to be some Dolphins or something somewhere in there, right? And XR, I would think that there's at least base cards or something. But again, if there was not, for some reason, Danny, you will get consolation that will ship out with the rest of the break because, that was a paid shipping break. So I wouldn't be holding those for next package because that would be your next package. Yeah, the mini helmets we broke at the start of the night, Danny. So we've already done those this evening. We started out with the mini helmets, and then we did the jerseys after that. And then, of course, XR. And now starting Bowman Chrome. Parker, you're asking about the jersey and the helmet hits. Yes, if you scroll back up through chat, some of that is in there, because I know you guys have been helping me answer that as people come in and out. The helmets I'm not going to remember as easily. The jerseys were the Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals and Pete Rose for the Cincinnati Reds. And the helmets, we had a Cowboy and a 49er. I think we had a Saint. And I have no idea who the fourth one was. Who was the fourth one? Vikings, maybe. Maybe Vikings. But somewhere, if you scroll back through chat, go, back down a ways, Parker, I think it's mostly in there. Because these guys were helping me remember it earlier. You guys know I'm terrible about remembering the hits. Like, as soon as we look at them, I just kind of flush them right out of short-term memory and we go on to the next. So, Alan, you said I found you lots of Red Sox color in the first case, and now you need some ink in this case. Well, let's do it. Let's mojo it. Let's get it. Chad wants a Rockies Superfractor. And I'd like to just have all Superfractors. Let's just go for everything one of one tonight. I'm all about the one of ones now. I'm jazzed up. Of course, the Red Bull might have helped me get jazzed up too. I probably shouldn't do Red Bull right before I do a break, huh? That is numbered to 499 for the White Sox Moncada. Pretty much anytime we find a refractor that looks like that, it's going to be numbered to 499. And here is a Red Sox. It's blue to 150. Cole Brannon. Coming out just like right away, we got a Red Sox for you. So, speaking of, by the way, what's the score in the Yankees game? It's probably over by now. I was watching it earlier, but I have no idea where it ended up. The Twins, a first Bowman with Lamonte Wade. Peaks of performance. I think we're kind of all split on these if we like them or if we don't. But regardless, we're going to see a lot of them. And they are all refractors, except for the one that happens to be a one of one, because we're on a one of one roll tonight. So, yeah, there is a Mackenzie Gore, no less. A Mackenzie Gore, one of one for the Padres on Peaks of Potential, which we suddenly like more now because it's a one of one. So we weren't loving that insert set a minute ago, but now we are. Yeah, I like that. We're going to find a lot of these Arizona Fall Leagues. The entire series in here, the entire insert set refracts. And these are the continuity cards, the Bowman Sterling continuity that we find year after year. This one is Shohei Ohtani for the Angels. And once again, each of those will refract, just like our Arizona Fall League and the Peaks of Potential. Every time we see those, you can expect them to have pretty little rainbows of color. You said you got smashed in the Yankees bidding. Okay. And then the Yankees won, 11-7. Wow, all right. 11-7. Chad, what did you say is interesting? What part are you saying the game or something that we saw in here? Tim Beckham to 150, blue parallel Orioles. Ooh, I see a little orange. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. It's Victor for the Nats, numbered to 25. Little orange parallel to get things started. That is my friend. That is your friend if you have the Nationals. So hopefully we're going to find more stuff like that tonight. More orange, more Superfractor one of ones. I like the way we're heading, and we're only one box in right now. White Sox Purple Shimmer to 655. all those purple shimmers will be numbered to 655. I'm sure you probably know that, but in case you don't, at least all the ones that are not signed, I should clarify. When they're signed, they can be numbered a little differently sometimes. Greg, you said you hate the Yankees. All right. Well, I think the Yankees inspire that really with a lot of people. They are definitely, I think, for many baseball fans, they are a love them or hate them kind of team. As I've told many of you before, though, I don't have really intense feelings about other baseball teams. Because, come on, man, I'm a Reds fan, and we just get smoked all the time. So it's hard to develop a rivalry when you just lose all the time. I don't really call that a rivalry. I just call it just getting beat down all the time. So I don't really have intense, like, ooh, I hate that team, or ooh, whatever about any other baseball team, frankly. And I have to watch other teams, too, because it gets really depressing if you only watch the Reds. So I like lots of baseball teams, various players on various teams. So I don't have a problem with the Yankees, but the Dodgers are probably my second favorite team behind the Reds. I lived in LA for a while, so I have a little affinity for them because of that mainly. And I like the Pirates a little bit too, I mean, they're up there in Pittsburgh with my Steelers, and they had some players back in the day that I used to like. So I'd say Reds, Dodgers, Pirates, kind of in that order. But there's plenty of other teams I enjoy watching as well. Dave or Sammy, you are a Reds fan too? All right, I like it. Alan says, who are the Reds rivals? Again, see, I don't really think there is such a thing as a Reds rival because we just always lose. I think you have to sometimes win to have a rivalry, although, to your point, Dave or Sammy, he says Cubs and Cardinals. To your point, I guess we did beat the Cubs a little bit this year, so, I mean, maybe that's a pseudo-rivalry, okay, a semi-rivalry. Like, if we're ever good again, that would be correct, I think. But one of these days, just like Kentucky football, it may take us 3 decades, but one of these days we'll get the Reds there. That is Kyle Tucker to 250 Houston Astros. I mean, supposedly they're increasing the budget and going to spend a little more in payroll, so we'll see. Franklin Perez and the Tigers. I mean, they kind of go hand in hand. It's like they're, oh, we don't have any revenue. So, well, you don't have any revenue because you don't have a watchable product, man. I mean, you got to spend some money somewhere if you want people to come out and spend money to watch you. They don't want to come out and watch you lose every time. Devers for the Red Sox. Bowman Sterling continuity. As I have said before, as awful as Marge Schott was in many ways, when Marge Schott owned the Reds were a fun team to watch. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Greg says that the Phillies are going to go after Harper and Machado. And what if they get them both? They could, They've got the money, I think. Troy Tulowitzki to 250. Purple parallel for the Jays. I mean, what if the Phillies landed both of them? That would be kind of crazy. This is numbered to 250. It's a Nick Allen autograph, purple parallel for the Oakland A's. But, I mean, of course, I'm sure everybody saw the whole internet freaking out because Bryce Harper posted a picture on Instagram of himself, like, waving. You see his back, and he's waving, and he's puts up some message about, thanks to the Washington fans or whatever. So everybody's taking that as a sign that he's definitely leaving and etc., which, he probably is. But Pavin Smith to 655 purple shimmer. But I don't know that that Instagram post is what is announcing that necessarily. I think it's just going to be they can't afford him, probably. And, you know, hello, he wants to win like a World Series, and he's not going to win it there. Chad says the Reds' rivals are themselves. That's about the truth, isn't it? I don't know, man. We just can't get it together. I wish, honestly, I wish they'd sell the team. We get a new owner and just burn it down and start over. Dave or Sammy, what part of LA are you in? I lived on Harper Avenue for a while in West Hollywood before they tore down all the houses and made it now. I think it's like all apartments pretty much the last time I went around that area. And then I lived on Lookout Mountain for a while off of Laurel Canyon. So those were my kind of stomping grounds right there in that area. And I spent a fair amount of time over in Sherman Oaks and Studio City and stuff too. With friends that lived over there. So kind of in that little vicinity was mostly where I was hanging out. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I mean, Bryce Harper is probably gone. I just think everybody... Why can I not get that out of the wrapper? I just think everybody freaking out over that Instagram post was just kind of silly. I mean, because you don't know for sure what's going to happen, and he doesn't either at this point. I mean, he might be speculating, but sometimes social media gets a little carried away with things. As we all laugh at the sometimes. Yeah, like daily, hourly. Social media gets a little carried away with things. Ah, Rancho Cucamonga. Nice. You grew up in Wrightwood. I don't know Wrightwood. I wonder if I was ever in Wrightwood and just didn't know that I was. It's definitely possible. It's for sure possible. I'm bad about knowing where I am sometimes in that area. It's like there's such a sprawling kind of area that is Los Angeles County. Like half the time I'm like, where am I? Of course, I haven't lived out there in many years, but anyway. Jaron Kendall to 150, Dodgers, blue parallel. And the St. Louis Cardinals with Chase Pender, first Bowman. Anytime you see a first Bowman, or I see a first Bowman, I always just think about, is that the next card that's going to be worth, you know, hundreds or thousands of dollars 5 years from now? I think that's what makes Bowman so much fun. You just get all those first Bowmans and get them graded and stash them and hope for the best. Bowman Sterling continuity, that was Robles for the Nats. In fact, I've got a little stack I need to send off and get graded of some other... Actually, it's my Bowman from last year, don't tell. I haven't sent off to get graded yet. I know. Gotta get that done. Here's some more color, and it might be for the Red Sox. Yeah, somebody requested little Red Sox love, didn't you? That is numbered to 25, J.D. Martinez, with a pretty orange card. Next up, we have a refractor to $4.99 for the Tigers, and it's Kyle Funkhauser. So you were, Wrightwood was in the mountains east of LA, 30 minutes from Rancho. Okay. Oh, see, I told you guys we were going to find more one-of-ones in here. I had a feeling after we found all those one-of-ones in XR. Here's our second one-of-one, and that, my friends, is Mr. Corey Ray for the Milwaukee Brewers on an Arizona Fall League insert. How about that? So how about our second one-of-one out of Bowman Chrome? And we're still just getting started. And all of our one of ones out of XR. It's been a good night. I like nights like this. And this is definitely going to be one of those cases that's making us happy. First Bowman Purple Shimmer to $6.55 for the Phillies. Dave or Sammy, did you ever go to the racetrack? Did you ever go to Del Mar? Of course, that's south. Or to Santa Anita, or any of the thoroughbred tracks? That's also one of my hobbies, is thoroughbred racing. So I used to love going to the track. I still go out whenever Breeders' Cup is there. So I was down in Del Mar last year for Breeders' Cup. This year, of course, it's just up the road from me in Louisville. But next year, it will be back at Santa Anita. So I'll be flying back out and imposing on my friends and sleeping, you know, in their guest rooms next year for Breeders' Cup. Ah, Santa Anita, you grew up there. Oh, awesome. See, I love Santa Anita and Del Mar. I mean, Del Mar is just so picturesque. That's the cool thing about Del Mar. But Santa Anita, I don't know. I have a special affinity for Santa Anita. And, you know, I used to, do you remember, of course you do, because you're from that area, but when Zenyatta was racing, and her early races, of course, were all in Southern Cal. I didn't see her first race live, and I maybe didn't even see her second race live, but she was on my radar by then. And then I started flying around the country and watching Zenyatta run live whenever I got the chance. So I saw her run at a lot of different tracks, well, she didn't run at that many different tracks, but I saw her run at several different tracks a lot of times. And of course, Hollywood Park was still in play then too. So, you know, we'd go see her run at Hollywood. And that first Breeders' Cup win out there where she won the Classic, to this day is one of my favorite moments that I ever had live at a horse race. I mean, it was just incredible. And I've seen some good horse races, you know, from Kentucky, right? So what do you, we got the Derby growing up here, and I used to go to all the Triple Crown races and still go to Breeders' Cup every year, but don't do the Triple Crown much. But I definitely spent my share of time haunting the SoCal racetracks, that's for sure. Oh, so from 18 until you were 26, you spent most of your time at the track. Oh, cool. Oh, Sunday Silence. Okay, man, that was something. Well, then you would remember, oh, why did I just blank on the name? Personal Ensign. Now, that didn't happen out there, though. That was in New York. But that's around that same era when she won that Breeders' Cup race, when it was called the Distaff, and she retired undefeated. That's probably my second favorite moment. You know, I mean, there's just been some incredible stuff. That one is the Orioles, Mike Bowman to 250 Purple Parallel. And I mean, I'm talking stuff I've seen myself. Obviously, Secretariat and all that was like incredibly awesome, but I was, you know, like really, really small, and I wouldn't have been allowed at a racetrack or out of the house. That is Aramis Adman, First Bowman Cubbies. Well, I mean, allowed out of the house, you know, but with your parent, they're not letting you out of the house when you're, you know, like 3 or anything. You kind of got to roll with the folks. Can't be running around at the racetrack watching Secretariat. So, Winning Colors. Yeah. Winning Colors. That was another good filly. This is Adam Hazley for the Philadelphia Phillies. Bowman Sterling Continuity. Of course, Genuine Risk won the Derby in 1980, I think it was. Winning Colors, a Derby winner, filly. That is numbered to 150 for the Mets with Jimenez. And the one that I always will forever and a day call Cracked Ice, because that's what Panini calls it, and that's where I find it more than I find it in Topps. But I think, what is it, Atomic and Topps maybe? But I'm just going to tell you straight up, more than half the time, I'm going to call it cracked ice without even thinking about it. Billy Hamilton, hey, my Cincinnati Reds to 499 refractor. Right behind it, the D-backs have a refractor with a first Bowman going to Christian Robinson. Sunday Silence was your man, huh? That was your horse? This is numbered to 50 for the Diamondbacks. It's Eduardo Diaz, first Bowman. Yeah, Easy Goer and Sunday Silence. I mean, right up there, Affirmed and Alidar. I mean, there's some of those rivalries for the ages in the Triple Crown, in the history of the Triple Crown, for sure. I have a really extensive horse racing collection, too. I have a lot of Secretariat stuff, but just in general, a lot of horse racing memorabilia. This is numbered to 655. It's Purple Shimmer Red Sox. And you know what, Dave or Sammy? I just took my mom to see Justified, the Triple Crown winner, a couple weeks ago. We went over to meet Justified. I took her to see American Pharaoh after he retired to stud. So she was pretty excited, as was I, to go see Justified and all that stuff. So it's kind of handy living in Kentucky if you're a horse racing fan. Not as handy if you're, professional sports otherwise, because we don't have any other pro sports here. You have to go at least to Cincinnati for the Bengals and the Reds and whatnot. But for horse racing, I'm right in the middle of it anyway. What'd you say, Alan? You said, oh, you're working on your mojo. You need some ink. You want your Red Sox ink, and you're thinking the mojo has forgotten you? Is that what you're thinking, Alan? I don't think it has. Mojo has not forgotten you, man. We got a long ways to go. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're not even halfway there yet. Not even halfway. Got lots of time. Dave or Sammy, if you go to the Derby, get seats. Don't let anybody tell you to go to the infield unless you're, and I know you're not because you were talking about until the age 26. So I think you're beyond the age where it would be fun to be in the infield. It's really, frankly, never fun to be in the infield, in my opinion. But get seats, man. Don't go to the infield. Don't let anybody convince you otherwise. If you're going to do it right. I have not been to the Daytona 500. I have been to the Indy 500. I was the district sales manager for a beer distributor for a number of years, and we also carried Red Bull. We distributed a few other non-alcoholic products. Red Bull was one of them. And, of course, Red Bull had a driver in the Indy 500 back in the day. So I think it was the first year Danica was in the Indy 500. As a matter of fact, my rep took me to that race. It's the one and only IndyCar race I've ever been to. To $4.99, it's the Cubs, a refractor for Brandon Little. Did I see the Triple Crown? Oh yeah, I saw the Triple Crown. Yeah, buddy. I mean, I didn't go live this year. No, I haven't gone live to all three of them in a while, but I definitely watched it for sure. Jose Alberto's Cubbies. For sure I watched it. I'll be, of course, at Breeders' Cup because I haven't missed one of those in 20 some odd years. there's a little group of us that get together and go every year. We're spread out in all parts of the country these days. Nobody even lives close, but we see each other once a year and sit together, get a box and sit together for Breeders' Cup. So there's Florial for the Yankees coming out, but as a Bowman Sterling continuity, we need to find that man as some ink in here too. He's the hot property for the Yankees in here. Dave or Sammy, you said you're 50 plus. Why'd you say ouch? Why are you saying ouch? I don't know what that means. What's the ouch for? That's not old. Reese Hoskins to 99, green parallel, and the Phillies. No, no, no. 50's the new 30. Nobody tell you that? Oh, Alan wants to know what beer. Matt Hall, this is to 4.99 refractor for the Tigers. Basically, I repped everything pretty much except the Budweiser portfolio. So none of the Budweiser, Michelob, you know, AB stuff, but everything else. So the Miller, the Coors, and the vast majority of imports. Since then, I think AB has acquired, well, I know AB has, you know, an InBev, and some of those guys have merged and done acquisitions, and some of the things that probably were in my portfolio then are in the AB portfolio now. But back when I was doing it, we had pretty much everything but AB. To 655, that is Taylor Trammell, Cincinnati Reds, Purple Shimmer. So I have quite an extensive collection of beer shirts and hats and gear and mugs and pint glasses and, you know, bunch of stuff like that. Michelob, no, Michelob is part of the Budweiser family, part of the Anheuser-Busch family, so I did not have the Michelob brands. Yeah, see, I have no Michelob gear, my friend. Budweiser was my sworn enemy. Yeah, and I was the on-premise sales manager as well, district sales manager, which means I didn't do this, on-premise is the accounts where you buy and consume in the same place. So concert venues, sporting venues, bars, restaurants, that sort of thing. That's all under my purvey. I didn't do grocery stores or package stores or, you know, any place where you buy it and then take it home to consume it. So I was always in a battle with the with the sales manager from the Anheuser-Busch group because we're all after the same task, right? We're all fighting for space. So the Michelob and Budweiser family was my sworn enemy. Rolling Rock. Yeah, Greg, I repped Rolling Rock out of Latrobe. I like Rolling Rock, actually. It was good. So, all right, we're still working on your Red Sox mojo. We are. We're going to try to make it happen for you in here. We're at 2, 4. Wait a minute. Why can't I count suddenly? We have 6 left after we look at the one that's coming out right now. So when we finish what's coming out onto the table, we'll be at our halfway point. So still a little bit to go before you have to worry about being completely shut out in terms of ink. Now you've already obviously had some nice color come out, but I know you're after that ink. Well, there's Mr. Acuna making an appearance as a purple parallel numbered to 250 for the Atlanta Braves. Miami Marlins come out to 499 with a first Bowman refractor, Chris Torres. Me talk pretty one day. Detroit Tigers is Gregory Soto, first Bowman. The major rad player, here's where we are. You're asking me about opulence. right now, here's how Opulence sits. I have 3 open spots, and I have 5 spots that have been invoiced that I am awaiting for payment on. 2 of those spots I just invoiced out today, so hopefully they will be paid by tomorrow, which still leaves me with the 3-spot original guy that I don't know what his status is, so I still have to figure that out. But assuming that 3-spot guy pays, and I'm assuming the 2 people who just reserved today will pay, then that would leave me with 3 for sure if everybody pays. If somebody doesn't pay, then obviously that would change the balance a little bit, but that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Chad M., you said, what are you asking me about the superfractor? We pulled 2 of them, but what was the question about it? Garrett Cooper to $4.99 Miami Marlins refractor. I mean, Mackenzie Gore was the one that wasn't autographed, and the one that is autographed, I don't even remember who it was. The Brewers was the Corey Ray, and the Brewers was the autographed one. Kansas City Royals, it's Evan Steele, first Bowman refractor to $499. Yeah, the Major Rad, I did send you an email message about that. I don't know if you saw it or not, if you were interested in those other spots or not. So basically it's just, we're coming down to close to the end of it. And as soon as I can hear from the one guy who's holding the 3 original spots, I mean, basically I'm just like, hey man, let me know if you're not going to take them at all. Just even tell me that so that I know whether or not to keep holding them. This is Chris Torres, green shimmer to $99 Miami Marlins. But I really would like to get it broken this weekend. We're so close. We're so close to getting Opulence broken. Alan, you're saying you're confused about the flawless collegiate break. Well, what is your question about it? I'm sure I can explain it to you probably now in chat easier than I could in messages, because then we'd be going back and forth, and it's easier probably if you just tell me what the question is, and then we'll figure out the answer. Chad, you said you'll you'll take less than a superfractor. You just want to see a Rocky come out? Well, all right, we'll work on that. And the Major Rad player, you're saying you are, well, here's the deal, the Major Rad. If you wanted those spots, the other 3 spots, that would give us, though, I think 6, like, in total. If that guy didn't take his 3, did we have 2 or 3 left? Hang on. I can't switch your view, but I can switch my own view and answer the question. So there are 3 left, and then 3 people that still need to pay. 2 with 1 team each, and 1 with 3 teams. So if the 3-team guy didn't pay, then that would leave us with 6 open. If the 3-team guy does pay, I'm assuming the other 2 will because they just bought in, then we would only have 3 open. So to answer your question, if you wanted those other spots, if I haven't heard back from the original 3-spot guy by morning, and you wanted those 3 spots along with the remaining spots, that would be fine. Because I mean, at that point, I've invoiced him earlier in the week, and then I sent him a message to his email and through eBay to make sure he saw it and that it hadn't gone to spam or something today. So I would think, by tomorrow would be a reasonable amount of time on that. So, Chad, you said you wouldn't mind picking up another one too if somebody falls through or if the Major Rad doesn't want them all. Okay, yeah, we can work that out too then, Chad. So it'll kind of be coming down to that. But, all right, so Alan, you are asking me about the Flawless Collegiate break. So here's how that's set up. It's a case of Flawless Collegiate, and it's random teams. So basically, this is for the Yankees to $4.99. It's a Stanton refractor. So basically it would work like this. We would take the list of participants and use random.org to give us a random order of participants first. For the Pirates, it's Lolo Sanchez, first Bowman autograph. Then I would take the list of teams and I would randomize the list of teams and match those up to the list of participants, and that's how you would get your team. So it's kind of a double random, right? Because the participants are randomized and the teams are randomized. This is the Tampa Bay Rays. It's to 655. It is Purple Shimmer Jake Bowers. And then after that, of course, we would, once everyone knows what their team is, which that's all, of course, done at the start of the break, then we would just open the case of Flawless Collegiate as normal, and the teams would just be, the cards would go to the teams as normal. Did that make sense? Or not really? Oh, and also there's a Saquon Barkley jersey, autographed custom jersey, part of that too. To $4.99, that is Tavares for the Rangers refractor. And that, the Saquon Barkley jersey, I just use random to give that out amongst all the participants. So that's just a little bonus that goes out as part of the direct break. Jamie Barea, first Bowman Angels. And of course, on the Flawless Collegiate, it is 85 a spot or 3 for $2.25. So in other words, if you buy 3 or more, then I knock it down to 75 a spot. Otherwise, it's 85 a spot. Ramos and the San Francisco Giants, Bowman Sterling continuity. And of course, that one, the Flawless Collegiate, whoops, hang on, something stuck behind that, was Carlos Correa. Doesn't come out until Wednesday. So the goal is, of course, I'd love to have it filled before Wednesday. Then we would just break the case in probably the early evening before we did any of our other breaks. That would be the plan on release day, assuming that it's all, filled and paid and done by then. So that's how that would work. A little different than the Opulence, because the Opulence, of course, is a hits draft. So the Major Rad, you can just fire me back a reply to email if you want, and let me know what you want to do. And I guess I'll kind of take my cue from what you want to do there in terms of what I need to do with 3-spot guy if I haven't heard from him by tomorrow. And then Chad, for sure, I can... If the Major Rad doesn't want all of the others, I can for sure hit you up with one of those spots. Martin's here. Hi, Martin. You are looking for Baby Vlad. I love Baby Vlad. I would love to find that for you. So we got to get a little Blue Jays mojo working too. Yeah, Vlad Guerrero, man. I mean, and Bo Bichette. I mean, Blue Jays have such a nice young group coming up. I'd like to find you any of those, really. Armenteros to $4.99. That is first Bowman Astros refractor. Evan Steele, first Bowman Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, Martin, I don't know if you are a memorabilia kind of guy or not, but we have coming up in a couple of days, somewhere along the way, a Hit Parade autograph baseball bat, and one of the signers in there is Vlad Jr. That's one of the reasons I bought the series that I did. We opened one a bit back, and it wasn't Vlad, obviously. It was somebody else. I don't even remember who it was now, but he is one of the signers in that series. So if you're into memorabilia, you know. Ozzie Albies for the Braves. Bowman Sterling continuity. And I think they're on a different series now for Hit Parade autographed bats. So I don't think I can get any more from the series where Vlad Jr.'s in it. But I do have the one left. Chad, I will definitely, for sure, man, I will hit you up on that as soon as I check in and see what's going on with the rest of the situation. Buckeye for Fun, you are asking me about, what about the Kansas City Chiefs? Are you asking me, Buckeye for Fun? Yeah, Martin, I agree with you. Vlad Jr. looks to be really a fantastic player. I mean, I think we're all pretty excited about seeing him come up because he looks like he's going to be the real deal. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Buster Posey to 250, purple parallel for the Giants. And honestly, well, I guess there's twofold. He did get hurt briefly. Jay Groom to 250 for the Red Sox, purple parallel. But then, of course, there's all this length of service BS that these teams do now to manipulate service time and free agency and all that stuff. And that really bothers me, and I hate when it keeps people down. But how about this, Alan? It is a first Bowman, Daniel Gonzalez, Atomic Refractor, number 2, 100, with your autograph. Oh, I pulled the Kansas City Royal and I called him a Kansas City Chief. See, we were talking about football with Flawless Collegiate, and I just automatically said Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, all right. Well, there you go. Good on me, and I didn't even know I did it. Well, okay, I meant Kansas City Royals. So whoever has the Royals, I called your card a Chief. I'm sorry about that, man. And didn't even know I did it. Buckeye for Fun. That's awesome. Ryan Mountcastle to 50. That is gold shimmer for the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles need a little good vibing coming their way, so we're happy to find something come out for them. Alan says, finally a Red Sox. He's feeling better now. You got, and that was a good one too, man. I mean, you got your little cracked ice, the 100, or atomic rather, as Tops calls it. Yeah, Martin, it is. I've got it listed already. I just don't remember what night it is. But I can probably tell you. Hang on a second. And I can find it in my spreadsheet of stuff. It is, where is it? Where is it? It's on Sunday night. And it will be a Hit Parade Series 20 autographed baseball bat. And somewhere, if you scroll, you probably know this already, but in case you don't, on any of my listings, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the description, I will add anything. Ooh, this feels interesting. I will add anything that I have in terms of information from the manufacturer about who signed in it or who's part of it or whatever. And somewhere in there, I'm pretty sure Hit Parade set, it's not just, I think maybe Andujar might be the other one. Vlad Jr. was one, maybe Andujar, some other good ones. But anyway, point is, that information, whatever it may be that I have available to me, I always put at the very bottom of the description as a cut and paste. So you could, you know, scroll down and make sure it was the right one type thing. That's what I'm trying to convey. Alan, the next Bowman Chrome, I think it's Monday night. But again, I will have to look at that spreadsheet. I'll put that spreadsheet up again at the end of the break, and it'll show everything we're doing over the next 5 days. But I think Bowman 3 is on Monday night, because I know I'm doing Heritage High Number on Sunday. And I know I'm doing all kinds of stuff on Saturday. A lot of odds and ends things, mixers and some luminaries and some high tech and that sort of thing also on Saturday. Virtually certain that Heritage High is Sunday, which would put Bowman next probably on Monday. Gohara, that is numbered to 150, blue parallel for the Braves. And then we have Nick Allen to 50, gold parallel for the Oakland A's. And what else? What else? Oh, Greg's helping me out. Greg says it is Monday night. Thank you, Greg. And here's another Red Sox. So see, all that mojo conjuring that you've been doing, Alan, is working. Here is a first Bowman for the Red Sox, and it is Darwinzon Hernandez. I'm quite sure that I butchered his first name, but let's just act like I didn't. That's often what I do. Just keep on going. We all know I'm going to get it wrong. Let's be real. That is Aaron Judge, Bowman Sterling continuity for the Yankees. But I do have loads of Bowman Chrome, guys, so we'll be opening Bowman Chrome for a while. Here's my nice thick card. I knew I felt a nice thick card. Jordan Hicks, Arizona Fall League relic for the St. Louis Cardinals, and it is numbered 299. And it's really thick. It's like a, I don't know, maybe a 180. I was going to say even thicker than a 180, but it might be a 180. At any rate, it's nice to see it come out. If you've got the Cardinals, that's making you happy. Ah, so Hernandez is the rookie that you were after here in Bowman. So now you're playing on house money, aren't you, Alan? Tyler Mahle for the Cincinnati Reds to 499 refractor. The Marlins hit, that's to 499, a refractor with Joe Dunand. We must be past midnight because my iPad screen just changed colors. And I have it set for the blue light filter thing to come on at midnight. So it has to be after midnight because, yep, it just changed. For the White Sox, it is a purple shimmer Jake Burrow. No, Jake. What? I said, did you hear what I just said? This is how my night is going. I said Jake Burrow. Do you know who that player is? Zach Birdie. I said, Jake Burrow. That's kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs earlier, wasn't it? What is happening? See, like at midnight, apparently I change into someone who can't read. I don't know how I got that out of that. Jake Burrow. Yeah, there you go. I'm telling you, I should not have had the Red Bull before the break. Jake from State Farm. That's it exactly, Chad. This is Jake from State Farm. Those commercials are like ingrained in my brain. That has to be one of the best advertising campaigns that State Farm has ever done, because we all collectively know Jake from State Farm. It's kind of crazy, really, because I don't even think they air that much, but they are quite memorable. That and the Mayhem guy from Allstate. Alan, see, now Alan's just getting greedy now. He's already hit a couple of things, and now he's like, at first he just wanted one, and then he got one, he's like, maybe I need another one. Now he got that one, he's like, maybe I need just one more. Yeah, I don't know, Alan, what the Bowman Chrome gods are going to bring to us, but I do see that we have a redemption, and you know what's going to happen. That's right. Stays up there face down till the end of the break. And Otani's a redemption in here, and I don't remember who else. We go through this every time, and I can never remember who they are. But we have pulled some Bowman Chrome redemptions. But last one, the last case, one of our redemptions was Chris Bryant, and the other one was, I don't remember who. Chad just says now he just wants Rocky's base cards. He just wants Rocky's anything at that point. Here's another Red Sox. That is Michael Chavez, numbered to 499 with a refractor coming out there for you. I hear my little kitten is down there playing with his toy that makes some noise. You probably hear it. He's got a little ball in a track that rolls around and makes noise and things, and it sounds like he's down there getting geared up with that. Haria for the Brewers, Bowman Sterling continuity. Oh, Martin says that redemption is going to be for Vlad Jr., who I always call Baby Vlad. But yes, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he's putting the mojo out for that. So we'll see if you're right or not shortly. Got a couple more boxes to open. For the Mets, it's Cespedes 250 purple parallel. And let's see if I can not say Chiefs this time. For the Kansas City Royals, we have a first Bowman purple parallel to 250 Trevor Oaks autograph. Oh, Martin's putting the whammy on you now, Alan. He says you have had enough Red Sox and it's time for his Blue Jays. He just put the mojo whammy on you, brother. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know if that's what that's going to do. If that stops the flow of your Red Sox or not, I don't know. Sometimes once a team is on a roll in a case, it seems like they just kind of keep going. Not all the time, obviously, but you see it happen more than you might imagine. Brandon Marsh for the Angels. That is a purple shimmer to 655. Oh, now my kitten's got another toy. And it's a weird toy. It's a fish, and it's supposed to make noise, which it does, when he plays with it. But it makes a really weird noise. And I think it was probably supposed to be the sound of water, but it does not sound at all like water. It sounds like a squeaky wheel, like a squeaky hamster wheel. That's what he's playing with down there right now. The thing that sounds like a squeaky hamster wheel. No, we are not on the last box yet. We're on the next to last. There's the last one back there. So we're taking the next to last out of the mini boxes and packs right now. So we've got the one coming out at the moment, and then still yet one more in behind it there. It takes a while to do all the Bowman Chrome, not because there's a ton of cards. I mean, there's a decent number, but not an extraordinary number. The main issue is just getting them all out of the packs. That's what I said about why XR is so much faster. You've only got to open 2 packs per box. If this were only 2 packs per box and we could have it all open, we would have been done with this really fast too. But they're not helping us out. They're giving us all these packs, and there are so many that it takes a while. And I can never get that way, what you just saw me try to do, when I try to just tear the pack from the seam. It never works out very well. It takes me, I think, longer than when I do it the other way, but I know it's supposed to be faster. Maybe it is, but hardly ever does it tear seamlessly for me. That see, like, I don't know. I just can't get it down. I've never been able to get that down. There are some people that can just grab that seam, whoop, and it's out. I am not that person. So I try, but it never works. Dave or Sammy, you are asking me if I have any HTA. I do have some HTA. I don't usually break it until after we break all the hobby. That is the Brewers. It is number 1099 Ortiz Green Parallel. They were very stingy with the HTA this year, and I did not get nearly as much as I wanted. And I don't even think they gave me as much as they gave me last year, which really kind of upset me. Travis Lakins for the Red Sox. That was also first Bowman. So I guess he did not put the mojo whammy on you. He was trying to put a mojo whammy on you, but it didn't take. So we will open some HTA, but again, I don't have a lot of it, and it will probably be after we do all the hobby. Mackenzie Gore, Padres, Bowman Sterling Continuity. I used to kind of mix it in, and I would alternate, and I would do some hobby and some HTA and kind of go back and forth. But then what I found was I would have bidders who would be confused, and they would think they were in one break when they were in another break, because I would have, you know, done HTA the time before, and then they'd be unhappy, and I don't know. It just seemed like it was causing more problems than it was worse, so I started breaking them up. Albert Pujols to 150 for the Angels in a blue parallel. Finally a Yankee, and it's a good one, because that would be Mr. Andujar. I wish he had a little color on him, but I'm still glad to see him come out, because the Yankees were not cheap tonight. So at least they have an Andujar to show for it. I'd love to find a Florial in here, and of course our Vlad Jr. and Acuna. I've got a little wish list of who I'd like to pull out of here, but there's another Red Sox. You are really kind of crushing it tonight. That is 655 Purple Shimmer J. Groom. Dave or Sammy says you always prefer bidding on an entire case other than a half or a quarter. Well, I mean, most of the time I prefer to break as an entire case as well. Sometimes I can't for various reasons. Sometimes I can't because, like, a bunch of the stuff that we're doing tomorrow, the you know, the partial case of Luminaries and the partial case of High Tech and the partial case of Trinity and all that stuff, that came to me that way as loose boxes from the distributor. Because I started with a new distributor. Well, I guess by now they're not new anymore. It's been a while now. But anyway, I started with a distributor last year. Added another one into the mix, and sometimes, not sometimes, every time these days, it is really challenging to get what you want from distributors. You can never buy as much as you want, and one of the ways that you can kind of work your way into their good graces, so to speak, is taking these partials when they give them to you. So sometimes, you know, somebody might say, well, I've got a case and a half. And if it's an established person that I've done business with a lot, I can just say, nah, give me the case. You know, I don't want the half. And they'll say, okay, and that's fine. But if it's like this new group that I'm trying to build up some numbers with, I almost have to take the loose stuff, because that's the only way I can work up to ultimately end up getting more than that next year, if that makes sense. So, and sometimes that group, it won't even be like a case and a half. It might just be, well, we'll give you a half case. We can give me a whole case. So that's where some of the odds and ends stuff comes in. But I do always say it in the description if it's loose boxes or something like that. So it will always say that in there, and does. I always put it in there. So some of it comes that way. The other times when I don't break full cases is when it's an ungodly amount of cards. For instance, when we do Series 1 or Series 2 or Update, and those jumbo cases have 3,000 cards in them, and I don't want to, not only do I not want to sit and break 3,000 cards at once, I also don't want to sort and ship 3,000 cards at once. So I break those almost always into half cases. And then some of the weird stuff Panini does with basketball, like Hoops, when they put out 20 box cases and each box has like 250 cards in it. Like, who do they think is going to break a 5,000 card case at once? Like, nobody. Starlin Castro for the Marlins to $4.99. For the D-backs to $150, it's the blue parallel Duplantier. Yeah, Dave or Sammy, I mean, I hear what you're saying. There are some people that really only like full cases. There are some people that only, you know, that don't mind partials and that sort of thing. But anything with a high amount of base cards, Heritage high number, those are other examples, archives of things that have a high amount of base that I'm likely to break up. And Carlos Rincon, first Bowman, that is Dodgers. And if it doesn't say anything about them being loose boxes, then you know it's either, from me anyway, you would know it was either the front or the back half of a case. Typically, an odd number would be the start of a case, and an even number would be the back of a case most of the time, unless I somehow got off track somewhere. And then the loose boxes, as I said, would always say in the description that they are loose boxes in a half case quantity or whatever. Franklin Perez, that is Detroit Tigers. But yeah, the Bowman Chrome and the Bowman HTAs and all that, those are always going to be in whole cases. I mean, it takes a little while to do Bowman Chrome, but it's ultimately not that many cards. It's just a lot of packaging. Kansas City Royals, Alex Gordon, green parallel to 99. And sometimes, by the way, it doesn't necessarily mean that the player's only in there once. We had a case of Chronicles, I think it was, and we pulled not one but two Shohei Ohtanis out of the same case, along with an Ohtani relic. Riley Adams, Blue Jays. We at least got you a Blue Jay, right? I mean, it's not exactly the Blue Jay that you wanted, but at least we found you a Blue Jay here towards the end. So you didn't give up on us, and we were able to find you something anyway, right? So that does make life a little easier. The other thing I could say too, Dave or Sammy, that, I mean, it's more trouble and it might not be anything you'd ever be interested in. But the other thing I can say is, at least in terms of my breaks, I always write in the description what I've broken. When you click on the video, you know, it gives you the whole description. It tells you what I've broken and it tells you what order. This is Purple Shimmer to 655 Tigers for Manning. And I do recap at the end, so if you ever really wanted to know on something that was a full case, you could always just go to that video and fast forward right there to the end to the recap, and you'd be able to see what came out. I mean, again, I know that's a lot more trouble and probably not anything you'd ever want to fool with, but I'm just, you know, speculating. I'm just saying things that were out there. Did I say Colorado Blue Jays? Oh my God. Did I say that? It's Toronto. Did I seriously say Colorado Blue Jays? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I did not realize I said that either if I did. Jesse, I don't know what happened with the Reds autographs, and I am sorry to say that, but we did not have much luck, did we? So, let's see what we've got here on our happy little redemption. We will go to the Topps checklist and verify this, and let's see who it is. I'm going to take a peek around the corner and see myself first. Okay, it is a Bowman Chrome Prospect autograph of Nick Allen. So I'm sorry to say it was not your baby Vlad. Did not come out of there. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to head over to the Topps website, which did I open up Topps tonight? No, let me do that real quick. Let's get Topps opened up, and then I'll bring you along with me. I forgot to open them. I usually have both Topps and Panini open, but apparently I forgot one. Now Topps is up, so we're going to get into our Chrome checklist here. And we need to go to, that was just Chrome Prospect Autograph, nothing else on it. And we are looking for Nick Allen right there for the Oakland A's. You see him right there. So now that is all nice and verified. Doesn't tell us, of course, what things are going to be numbered to on the Topps website, but usually you can just tell by the description. So that doesn't say anything about it being a refractor or a parallel, so I think that'll probably just be a standard one. That'd be my guess. And Chad, yes, you are absolutely right. Nick Allen is the A's. You guys know, though, I verify every single thing that we pull out. I mean, even last year, I'd go verify Aaron Judge, and I don't think there was anybody in the country that didn't know he was a Yankee. But we still went there and did it, because that's just, you know, how I roll. So that's how that goes. Dave or Sammy, you typed something but retracted it, so I don't know what that was. but if you need something, you can type it back in there. All right, so let's recap. After I recap, I will put spreadsheet info up again. I know some of you guys have had questions about what's coming up and whatnot. We'll put that up again after we finish the recap here. Nick Allen Bowman Chrome Prospect Autograph for the Oakland A's redemption. I believe that'll just be a standard autograph, unnumbered. This is not signed, but it is a 1/1 Mackenzie Gore. So if you have the Padres, I think that little superfractor there, peaks of potential, probably makes you kind of happy. We have an Arizona Fall League relic coming out for Jordan Hicks and the Cardinals. That is numbered to 99. Now down to the business of our autographs. The Blue Jays with Riley Adams, the Dodgers with Carlos Rincon, the Yankees with Mr. Andujar, Red Sox, Travis Lakins, Kansas City Royals, Trevor Oaks, the Marlins with Joe Denand, the Red Sox with Hernandez, the Red Sox again, Gonzalez to 100, Kansas City and Evan Steele, the Angels with Jamie Barria, Lolo Sanchez, I just like saying that, for the Pirates. Kansas City with another Evan Steele, but that one was a refractor. The Tigers hit with Gregory Soto. The Tigers hit with Matt Hall. That is a refractor. Cubbies hit Jose Albertos. The Diamondbacks, Eduardo Diaz to 50. Our other nice 1/1, Corey Ray for the Milwaukee Brewers, Arizona Fall League autograph parallel 1/1 superfractor. The Cubbies with Ademan, Chase Pender, Cardinals. Nick Allen once again for the A's to 250 on that one. Franklin Perez and the Tigers. Here's this nice orange Robles for the Nats. That's numbered to 25. I'd about forgotten about that one. Came out really early in the break. And then the Twins with Lamont or Lamonte Wade. I don't know which it is, Lamont or Lamonte, but, well, you know, something like that. Something like that. Okay, we are gonna we finished up the recap, so that's kind of got us settled up break-wise for the night, but we're going to go back and hit the spreadsheet info one more time because we've been talking about it. So let's take a look at it. Get it all squared away. So tomorrow night, guys, this is kind of an odd night of stuff tomorrow night. But I do think it's going to be fun. It's just in different quantities and some mixers and things. A three-peat basketball box. You know, that's got the 3 autograph memorabilia items in it. Jersey, basketball, and picture. We'll open a half case of Leaf autographed football jerseys. It is the start of is it the start of a new case? No, it must be the back of the case. Hold on, I'm going to tell you what it is. Because I can look behind me and tell you here in a second. Oh, no, it's the back of the case, sorry. Which, again, it's an even number. I should have known that. But yeah, it is the back half of the case tomorrow night on those Leaf jerseys. Then we've got 4 loose boxes of Luminaries baseball. It's a 3rd case break, and that's how it came to me. Loose boxes. Half case of Bowman High Tech, again, came to me as loose boxes. Half case of Leaf Trinity Football came as loose boxes. And then a Chrome Football Mixer, which honestly I'm kind of looking forward to. We're going to do a couple boxes from 2013, a couple from 2014, and a couple from 2015. On Sunday, we're going to start earlier than normal. We will start at 9:30, open a multi-sport autograph jersey, a half case of basketball jerseys. Those just came out Wednesday, and it'll be the first time we've done the basketball jerseys by half case, so I'll be interested to see how that works out. I have enough that we can do more, and if it doesn't go well, we'll go back to doing them one at a time. So we'll see how that goes. Our Hit Parade Series 20 autograph baseball bat tomorrow or Sunday night as well. That's the one that is Vlad Jr. and I think Andujar is in that series. But again, if you scroll down to the bottom of the description, you will find all the information I have about the product, including it'll tell you who some of the signers are. We're also going to open a half case of Heritage High Number. It is the back half of a case that we started last weekend. On Monday night, it will be another half case of mini helmets, a triple play baseball box, which is, of course, the 3 autographed items will be a jersey, a baseball, and a photograph. We're going to open a third case of National Treasures baseball and a third case of Bowman Chrome. On Tuesday night, we'll open another half case of our autographed baseball jerseys, a full case of High Tech, which, by the way, you guys probably, if you've been breaking High Tech, you probably know this. But Ohtani's been coming out with some regularity, but Acuna has been coming out of there like crazy. I think out of every case I've opened but one, we've had at least one Acuna, and in many of them we've had more than one. He's loaded in High Tech. It's kind of a limited checklist, so there's a lot of potential in there to pull who isn't. In other words, because the checklist is small, your odds increase of pulling who you want to pull. We'll also open a fourth case of Chrome that same night, Tuesday night. Wednesday night is a huge new release day. We've got 4 new releases on Wednesday, and again, that is the early 9:30 start time. So it'll be a 20-box case of Archive Signature Series Retired Players Edition. Last year, I think they called that the Postseason Edition, and it was a slightly different configuration. This year, it is the Retired Players Edition. Impeccable Basketball comes out Wednesday. We'll open a full case of that. And, of course, the direct break of Flawless Collegiate that we're working on is for a full case. And if we get it sold and filled and paid, we'll break it on Wednesday prior to all of these breaks. But listed on eBay for Wednesday is a half case of Flawless Collegiate. So we're doing the full case as a direct, the half case there on eBay. Illusions Football, we're going to do a master case of that on Wednesday night. So that's 16 boxes. It's going to be 80 hits. And it's like a $2,000 case of cards. So we're going to dive in, man. It comes as 2 8-box inner cases in a master case. But I decided I didn't want to do them as 8-box cases. I wanted to do it as a 16-box case because I wanted 80 hits. So there you go. It'll be a long break probably Wednesday night, but it'll be fun. So that's how that shakes out. Once again, the information about the direct break. This is the case of Flawless Collegiate. I know that Fred asked for 3 spots in there, so I know I've got to plug Fred in there after we finish up tonight. But it's a random team break. It'll be the full case of Flawless Collegiate. I'm going to throw in the autographed Saquon Barkley custom jersey that'll be given out using random.org to one lucky team in that break. $85 a spot, or if you buy 3 or more, 3 for $225. If you bought more than 3, I would also stick with that same $75 per team price. Obviously, the more you buy, you earn a little discount there if you buy 3 or more. All in, shipping costs are included. We'll break it either on release day, which is what I would hope, which would be the 3rd, which is Wednesday, or when we fill it if it's not filled by release day. On that one, if you don't pull anything, you will not get anything. No consolation cards go out for the direct breaks, and like any break, no return, no refund sort of deal. The opulence looks like this. It's the hits draft. So that's the one where we'll open the case of cards. We'll take everything out. We'll look at all the hits. And then we'll randomize the list of participants. That will be our draft order. And then from there, you just choose your cards, right? So if you're in draft position number 1, you would get your choice of any single card out of the whole break. If you were in draft position number 10, 9 cards would have been chosen, and then you would have your choice of the remaining cards, and so on and so forth down the line. If you're not online live to watch this because it's a hits draft, then of course, your card would be chosen for you. So I always recommend that you watch live when you're in a hits draft. $135 a spot. Each spot gets a draft position. Of course, again, everybody's going to get something. There are only as many spots as there are hits coming out. All the base cards are combined there together to make our 22nd option. And yeah, so as soon as we get it filled up, we're going to break it. These 3 right there are not filled, but I think they're going to be filled, hopefully. If it's not the major rad player, I know Chad said he was willing to pick up one of those spots, which would leave us with 2. Then I've got 5 other teams invoiced out to 3 different people that I'm waiting on payment from. And we'll see what happens with them as well. So would like to break this over the weekend, maybe on Sunday if we get it wrapped up and sold. So that's the deal with that. And one more look at shipping information from the stuff we broke tonight. Of course, the paid breaks, XR and Chrome, projecting to get out on or before Tuesday. The free breaks, the jerseys and the helmets, or free shipping breaks, I should say, looking to get out on or before Thursday the 4th. In any case, if you are due consolation cards, I do track that for a rolling 90-day period. If you were in a paid shipping break, your consolation cards, if you pulled nothing at all, no base, no anything, would ship out with the rest of the break. If you were in one of the free shipping breaks and you got skunked in there, normally I'm going to hang on to those consolation cards until the next time you hit something, and then when a package is going, I send them all out at once. And if you want it sooner than that and you were in a paid shipping break, drop me a line, let me know. We'll get you taken care of. All right. And I guess that really is it. That's all of our spreadsheet info. That's all of our break stuff. Oh, Martin, you have a question about the hit parade break. It is basically the same as cards, except instead of opening cards, we just open the baseball bat. So it is sold by teams. So, it's just going to be whoever the player is with currently. So, for instance, if it came out as Chris Bryant, I don't know that he's even an option in there. I'm just using that as an example. But if it came out as Chris Bryant, it would go to the Cubs. If it came out for your Vlad Guerrero Jr., if he were the signer, then it would go to the Blue Jays. Because, the bats, of course, won't have the team name on them, but it will go to the current team of the player who is pulled. Does that make sense? Hopefully. If it didn't, just, let me know, and I can answer it differently. I don't know how I would answer it differently, but you can ask me if you have another question, I guess is what I should say. And then I would answer the other question, because I might have not answered your question. I don't know. And Alan, you said I might as well just plan on sending you all the Bowman Red Sox. Well, all right, man, I can do that for you. I'm cool with that. But yeah, Martin, all the stuff that goes on eBay is typically done by team. I really very rarely put anything on eBay that is a random team break or a hits draft or anything out of the ordinary, because I think to a large extent it just invites trouble, because it can be, if somebody's not familiar with it, it can confuse them and just kind of cause problems. So I don't usually do anything outside of straight team breaks on eBay. Very rarely do I stray away from that. It's when I do the direct breaks, we get a little more creative with the random teams and, adding in things like adding in that autographed Saquon Barkley jersey, doing the hits draft, stuff like that. Because that way, we can interact about it, talk about it in chat, explain it, and everybody kind of knows what's what. So that's generally how we roll. And unless anybody else has anything for me, then I guess I'm probably going to log off of here and start getting all this stuff in top loaders and sleeves and ready to go so I can get to bed before maybe 4 a.m. Maybe. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you spending part of your Friday night with me. I will be back at it tomorrow night, so feel free to stop by and say hey. Even if you're not in the break, I'm always happy to have the company. So come see me again. In the meantime, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye now.